My name is Gus Olson, and over the past 12 months, I've had the pleasure to date over 100 fantastic women. And in this video series, I'm teaching you how to do the same. So in the last 3 videos, we've taken a look at how to approach a girl, how to initiate conversations, how to tell her about yourself. And now, if you've done these parts correctly, she should be engaged, she should be interested in you, she should also relate to you, and she should feel comfortable with you because you've told her about yourself in an interesting and relatable way. And now we're ready to take the next steps and to ask her on a date. Now, what do most guys do and what not to do? Well, most guys do is they just say, let me get your Instagram or let me get your WhatsApp. Now, the reason that this is not good is because ultimately you don't want her contact details. You want her to come out on a date with you. Contact details or Instagram is just a means to an end. So you need to communicate to meet her, but that's not what you want. What you actually want is to get her on a date. So what you should be asking instead is you shouldn't be asking for her number. You should be asking for a date. Now, once she agrees to date, then you take her number. So what I usually do is I say, look, I'm enjoying this conversation. I think we should have a drink another time. And then once she agrees to the idea of a date, then I take her number, not the other way around. Now, when you ask for a date, you can really get 4 responses. Now, the first response that she can give you is that she can just say no. And contrary to what most guys think, this is actually not the worst response. The worst response is the next one. We're going to take a look at this in a second. But if she says no, you can ask for feedback. You can, first of all, thank her for being honest, because most girls are not going to be as upfront. And you can ask for feedback why. Maybe she didn't like your looks. Maybe she didn't like the way you talked to her. Whatever. Try to get the feedback. And if you're advanced, you can try to deal with this feedback and maybe turn it around. But that's a topic for another video. Now, the second answer that she can give you is she can say, yeah, I don't know, I need to think about it. So this is actually, she's rejecting you, but she's rejecting you not in a direct way, but in an indirect way. Now, the reason that this is really bad is because most guys, when they get this objection or when they hear the girl say, I don't know, they're just going to take their Instagram and they're going to think, I probably have a date. But most likely, you don't have a date. And she's just going to ghost you and not respond to your text message. So if she says, I don't know, that's not a good sign. And that means that you still don't have a date. Again, as I said with the last response, you can ask for more feedback. But ultimately, what you want to do is you want to deal with this objection. And again, this is a topic for another video. But the main thing for you to know is that this doesn't mean that you have a date. If you get this response, it means that you still don't have a date. Now, the third response that she can give you is, yes, let's have a drink, but I don't really know when. Now, this is already much better because she's agreeing on the idea of a drink, but she doesn't really know when. And again, there might be 2 causes. Number one is, again, she's politely rejecting you, which in which case it's what we talked about previously, that it's still not a date and you should deal with this objection. Or she actually wants to go on a date with you, but she's just not sure about the calendar because maybe she's really busy and she needs to figure out the week. So in this case, that would be fine because then you can text her and agree on a specific day. But again, the more you do this, the more you're going to be able to realize and tell which one is the difference or which response you're getting. And then finally, the response number 4 is she says, yes, let's have a date. How about Tuesday? Or she says, let's have a date. And you say, what about Tuesday and Wednesday? And she says, let's do Wednesday. And this is a very, very solid number because she's literally agreed on right here on the spot that she wants to have a drink with you on Wednesday. And now you can take her number. But now it's just more to just communicate up until the date, but you already have a date. So these are the 4 responses that you can get. And the point of this video is that you should be asking for a date, not a number. And once she agrees on a date, then you take her number or Instagram. So this ends the mini series guide of how to approach a girl, how to start the conversation, how to develop comfort, and how to ultimately ask for a date. Now, obviously, this is just the overview of the process. And in the future videos, we're going to dive much, much deeper on each specific things because there's a lot to cover. But anyways, at least I wanted to give you the general idea of how this process is done. I hope you enjoyed the video and let me know in the comments what you want to see.